There was a rich man who was dressed in purple and fine linen, and who feasted sumptuously every day. And at his gate lay a poor man named Lazarus, covered with sores, who longed to satisfy his hunger with what fell from the rich man's table. Even the dogs would come and lick his sores. The poor man died and was carried away by the angels to be with Abraham. The rich man also died and was buried. In Hades, where he was being tormented, he looked up and saw Abraham far away with Lazarus by his side. He called out, "Father Abraham, have mercy on me and send Lazarus to dip the tip of his finger in water and cool my tongue, for I am in agony in these flames." But Abraham said, "Child, remember that during your lifetime you received your good things, and Lazarus in like manner evil things. But now he is comforted here and you are in agony. Besides all this, between you and us a great chasm has been fixed, so that those who might want to pass from here to you cannot do so, and no one can cross from there to us." He said, "Then, Father, I beg you to send him to my father's house, for I have 5 brothers, that he may warn them, so that they will not also come into this place of torment." Abraham replied, "They have Moses and the prophets. They should listen to them." He said, "No, Father Abraham, but if somebody goes to them from the dead, they will repent." Father Abraham said to him, "If they do not listen to Moses and the prophets, neither will they be convinced, even if someone rises from the dead." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Christ.
Please be seated. Well, very good morning, and again, welcome to All Saints. This is an important part of our year as a congregation. It is the beginning of our stewardship season. There are many tired jokes about the awkward topics that Episcopalians would rather talk about than money, and I will not burden you with any of them this morning. But it is an important time and an exciting time for us as saints at All Saints. So today we are going to hear from 2 great leaders in our congregation. June Lehman, who is the chair of our annual campaign this year, and Amy Burgoyne, who is the chair of our capital campaign. So I look forward to hearing from them, and I look forward to our celebration this morning. June?
As a history teacher, I often find myself thinking about those who have come before me. For example, I wonder what the inventive Alexander Graham Bell would think of the smartphone. What would the intuitive Sacagawea think about Google Maps? And I've even asked my students what the ever-curious Benjamin Franklin would think of TikTok. One student emphatically replied, Ben Franklin would totally be hitting the gritty on TikTok. If that last sentence didn't make sense to you, then you should consider yourself lucky. Naturally, I think about similar things when I'm sitting in the pew on Sunday morning. After all, look at this historic building we get to worship in every week. After receiving communion, I walk down the ramp and take the time to read each gold plaque on the wall. I think about the names of those stewards who have come before us, and I wonder what they would say about the church in our parish today. What would Cornelius Chapin think about the ladies who lunch? What would Frederick Valentine think about the educational men's club dinners held in Thornton Hall? Would John Mayo have found delight in the ministry fair celebration earlier this month? Would Captain Charles Skinker be tempted to play on our brand new playground? More importantly, would they be pleased with our stewardship of All Saints? It's not often that I have the answers to my queries about the past, but in this case, I feel confident that the answer is yes. And no, I'm not just saying that because we're embarking on our annual campaign, and I just so happen to be the chair. I'm saying this because we do a lot of good things in this parish. Have you seen the numerous sandwiches that are prepared by the lunch packing ministry? Look at the beautiful vegetables growing in our pantry garden for our neighbors in need. Aren't you in awe of the support that the Human Needs Committee sends around the world? Our congregational care team sends dozens of cards every month to those who are hurting. And just last week, they sent care packages to 39 college students. Look at how we care for those in our community. But we don't just do good things together, we also have fun together. Observe the hugs before and after the service. Listen to the joy amongst all of us when it's time to pass the peace. See the smiles on our younger friends' faces when they return from Children's Chapel. How many of us have been left speechless by our talented choir after they chant the psalm? All of those precious moments are made possible through your generous stewardship of All Saints. Last year, your pledges provided for 80% of our budget. What a tribute to your love of God and of All Saints. This year, we hope that you will feel called to give again and that you will consider increasing your pledge by 5%. By pledging, you will help us make sure that we can do all the good and fun things I have already mentioned. However, you'll also help us support the exceptional clergy and staff we have here. You'll help us keep the lights on, keep the heat going in the winter, and keep the coffee percolating year-round. With your help, we can continue to open our spaces for music lessons, for 12-step programs, and for school groups around the city. It means a great deal to me that All Saints allows St. Catherine's School to use its space for our time-honored St. Catherine's Day service. For all these reasons and so many more, we need your pledge so that we can continue to do good work for our fellow saints and have good fun with each other. It is our hope that in this annual campaign that we can reach 200 pledging units this year. Because of that goal, you might hear this reiterated in your capital campaign visit with a member of our steering team so that we can continue to focus on the road ahead. Finally, in seek of some answers about those who came before us, I read the famous Little Red Book, A History of All Saints, published by Jenny Hughes in 1960, 5 years after All Saints had moved west. Something stood out to me in her writing. Hughes ended her foreword with a prayer for the future of All Saints then, and it still has meaning today. She wrote, "Now All Saints is moving to the west, and with her go our loyalty and love. May all our future be forever blessed, if we but seek those things which are above." I invoke Hughes's prayer as I ask you to seek those things which are above. Seek what you feel called to pledge so that we can continue to do the work we do each day at All Saints. Amen.
Good morning. So in our house, Bill and I sometimes like to watch Home and Garden TV, HGTV. All the shows about buying and selling houses and fixing them up. We like House Hunters, Love It or List It, Property Brothers, Castle Impossible, and we really like that one with Mike Holmes, where he has this mission of fixing up housing projects that have gone wrong, and he comes in to make it right. And sometimes we'll switch over to Bravo, and we'll catch up on the drama in Los Angeles with the glamorous real estate agents and their luxurious mansions on million-dollar listing. For us, all of these shows explore and the possibilities of what's a perfect home, fitting the needs of the family and what they want in their home and in their community. Speaking of a home that's just right, let me tell you about a great home, one that's got a beautiful brick exterior, 30,000 square feet, a full industrial kitchen, a basement, a bell tower, a slate roof on multiple acres of land abutting the James River, all for the amazing price of $585,000 in 1958 dollars. So in 1958, when this church was built here, the saints that went before us raised the tidy sum of just over $500,000. In today's dollars, that's about $6 or $7 million. Proverbs chapter 24 says, "By wisdom a house is built, and through understanding it is established. Through knowledge its rooms are filled with rare and beautiful treasures." We want to thank the many saints that went before us to build this treasure of a church home that we have, especially including Barry Pitt's dad, who was a brick mason on this very building that we're standing in. For me and for Bill, this is our church home, and that's why we wanted to step up and be co-chairs of the Capital Campaign, to make sure that this church home, along with this family of parishioners, has this beautiful home here for generations to come. All Saints might be your first home and only home. Maybe you're a cradle Episcopalian, or maybe it's a second or third church home. Maybe you're like me, who was baptized Lutheran, raised Methodist, and confirmed Episcopalian. Maybe you're like those on those HGTV shows who are contemplating what is the perfect home. Or maybe right now, through our live video feed made popular during the pandemic, you're watching this service from the comfort of your home. And our home is more than just these beautiful brick walls and stained glass. It is our home community here in Richmond, and it is our home as part of God's kingdom. On the HGTV show Love It or List It, there are two competing hosts who work with one family. One host hopes to renovate the current home and have the family stay there and love it. The other host hopes to encourage the family to just buy a new home. And it seems that very often the family decides to love it. Why? Because their home is full of memories and traditions and special family moments. They decide to love it because that home is a sentimental and special location for all of life's milestones. And so it is with All Saints. So now to the Capital Campaign and the love it part. Remember that 30,000 square foot beautiful brick building on the river? Well, just like on Castle Impossible, where this attractive young couple has inherited a massive French chateau that needs a little fixing up, this beauty here needs a good bit of work. $4.7 million worth, to be exact. A roof, a boiler, some organ updates, and some other major physical improvements are needed. And this one's going to be more than just a couple of episodes on HGTV with my friend Mike Holmes. So, That's where we come in together to show the love for our church home. Following a successful capital campaign, our space here will be in great shape, and it will free us from worry such as, where's the roof going to leak next? Will the toilets flush when the preschoolers need to go for their potty trips? Or will we need to bring hand warmers and blankets to church in February? So we invite you to join us in participating in this capital campaign to care for our church home and ultimately to provide All Saints with the freedom to get out there and to do the good work that God calls us to do. Our need for these physical space updates is, again, like I said, $4.7 million, which would seem small if we were on $1 million listing in Los Angeles. But this is Henrico County. So fortunately, we have a generous endowment board who is committed to the effort, and we have a wonderful, caring parish. So I know that we can accomplish this campaign together. Together with Bill, we would like you to reflect on what your All Saints home means to you. We ask you to pray about how you can participate, and we ask you to join us on this vision to prepare All Saints for the future. Together, let's love it. And we have already begun the effort to love it. So let me tell you where we are. First, we have an amazing team of volunteers, and so may I ask our capital and annual campaign volunteers to stand up and be recognized. Got 1, 2, 3, 4. Yay, awesome. Very good. Thank you so much. Give them a round of applause. And second, we know that you love All Saints and you love these volunteers. And in the coming weeks, our volunteers will be calling on you. We ask that you share with them your church home experience, talk about the future of All Saints, and welcome the invitation to meet with the campaign team. And third, finally, we have already begun our journey. We have a $4.7 million need over the course of 5 years. And thanks to our generous endowment board and some advance gifts, we are not starting at zero. So I want you to stay tuned for a great reveal of our progress coming soon. All Saints is our church home. Let's love it.